Hey everybody, welcome back to yet another episode here at O.A.R. Sorry if I sound a little different today. I am a little under the weather. I'm getting some sort of head cold. I can already feel it coming. Anyways, today there's quite a few things to do in here. You know, we got some cleanings to do, we got some water to give, and we got feedings to do today too. And yes, I am still down one glove. I have no idea what happened to that glove. I've been looking for it all freaking week, which means I gotta once again go get more gloves. Anyways, so, got some feedings to do, you know, the normal stitch. We're going to bring out Poseidon in a little bit, talk a little bit about him. You know, it's been a little while since I've said anything about Poseidon. And I did have someone in the comments last week tell me, hey, we want to see more Poseidon. So, we'll bring out more Poseidon. So we're over here at Poseidon's tank, and as you can see there are still thousands of guppies swimming around, including now, oh I just had him, there he is, 4 bala sharks in hopes to eat the guppies, and I got a planko somewhere in here too. But you may be wondering, you know, where's Poseidon? Well, Poseidon likes to hide in the same spot all day, every day. There he is. Now I'm going to get him out without trying to get bit, because he, like all turtles, he does bite. But let me get him out real quick. So now we have Poseidon over here. Poseidon is a West African side-neck turtle. And he is a male. The only reason I can tell is because he has those 2 little barbs sticking out from under his chin. I don't know if you can see that or not. I believe that's how it works, if I remember correctly. Either way, he was advertised as a male to us. I don't know. I don't plan on breeding him because of the fact he has underlying health risk issues. His shell rot seems to be doing a little bit better. It had started to spread, but it started to do better. And he is about a fully adult, and we're going to put him back because he does not like being held. Like all turtles, turtles aren't really meant to be held. You can see he still isn't diving like he should be. I don't know if it had fully messed him up or what. When he had that swim bladder infection, I may have caught it a little too late. But he's still doing good. He eats, as he's doing right there. And while yes, he doesn't quite dive, he does okay. I'm not noticing any mucus from him like I did before. He's not being lazy or anything like that. He's actively eating. He's still trying to swim. So I'm not super worried about it. He doesn't have any underlying tales of an infection other than the fact he can't dive. So I'm not super worried about him. I just believe it really messed him up. He still spends most of his days in the water. And he's a mud turtle anyways, you know. He's going to have more time digging in the mud and hiding in there than he is going to be swimming. Now, no. I'm no turtle expert, though. Based upon what I've seen and the fact that he's doing alright, you know. I'm not worried about it. If someone else is, let me know if you think I should go get him rechecked out. I don't know anything about turtles. This is my first ever one, and turtles are a little bit more care than anything else I own. To other animal updates, something I didn't catch in the past week, probably because of the fact she hasn't had a light bulb until just a few days ago, and based upon how they do it, we got a little surprise in Pandora's enclosure. I'm glad it's not eggs though. Speaking of eggs, we do have to add moss hides to our 2 female leopard geckos. Yeah, there's a lot to do today. Anyways, let's get the top sort of up and off this. Give me 1 second. And that little surprise is Andora decided to shed. However, I will not be keeping this shed, as you can see. She decided to use the restroom the same time she did it. And I'd already seen that she's got head scales in it with eye caps, which is a good sign. Yep, there we go. Let me get under the light a little bit better. I don't know. There you go. As you can see, she's got one eye cap right there and two. And this is why it becomes a little harder for snakes to see and their eyes get all blue when they shed, because snakes have, instead of eyelids, they got scales on their eyes. And when they shed, that's going to come up too, or else they can get all sorts of health issues with that. So I always try to look out to make sure my snake's eye caps are with that. But yeah, so when they go to shed, they get a layer of water underneath their scales, and they shed to help lubricate those old scales off when it comes time to shed. And underneath their eyelids, well, they don't have eyelids, so underneath the eye caps is that same liquid layer, so their eyes go blue, they can't see, and then they shed them off. There we go. Anyways, I gotta get to feeding some of these guys, so let me get to that real quick. First up, we got Midas here, who has somehow moved his hide. He probably got underneath it the other night, so we can get a clear view of the boy. Look at how stunning he is. That is a beautiful male ball python. Nothing? Alright, we'll try again with him in a second. Let's go ahead and try someone else, shall we? Just for a second. I believe the hide startled him as it started to fall on top of him. So we're going to start on the one who just shed. And it's hard to see her, but she already has her head sticking out. She is hungry and ready. Oh, and all that noise made her hide. Anyways. Woo! One second. We're just gonna dump back in the warm water real quick and go right back to it. We're just gonna leave that in here there with her for a second. So I just dropped the picky choose food in there with them. They're being a little crabby right now and not quite going for the food, but it's time to give Orion a shot here, and he is right there at the glass, so you gotta be careful with this. See? Woo! That is one hungry articulated python. If I was careless, or if I'm too careless, let's be honest here, I am going to end up getting bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to... This is, in all honesty, quite intimidating. Just going to leave that right there. Look at him. It's like the velociraptors from Jurassic Park. The first one, clever girl. But in this case, it's clever boy. Alright, got the rabbit on the floor ready. I'll be a little extra careful this time. at. He sees that hook. He knows what that means. I did not mean for that to drop so hard. I do got to be careful, or else I will have a 9-foot reticulated python fall on my floor. Now this is garnishing some interest from him, but he is Mr. Picky 3, so we do got to be careful here. He may or may not eat it. I'm hoping it's warm enough to pique his interest. Now I have offered him rabbits multiple times in his life. He just never tends to eat them. And that's probably going to be what happens here today. But it's all I have, as the food I ordered for him didn't come in just yet. So next up comes another hungry boy, and I got his rat already in the bucket ready for him. He is also raring to go, but he's not going to come out super far until I offer him food. At least one of you took the dang food. Have you started yet? No, no interest. No interest. And no interest. The Picky 3 might not eat today, but luckily there's others who need to eat too. Sorry guys, I skipped out on the rest of the recording video. I set down the phone and to get into what I needed to do, and I'm hoping it's just the man flu, you know, just a 24-hour cold where I feel worse than I actually am. But I couldn't. I feel like crap. So I rushed through what I need to do in here today, and I'm honestly about to go to bed. I do work tonight, but it's currently Sunday, and as y'all know, these videos come out on Friday, so there's plenty of time to record some more content. But hey, there's at least a little bit of feeding in there for you guys. But yeah, hopefully. Oh hey, next week we should have some gecko eggs. I got to be on the lookout for that. But yeah, no, I'm feeling terrible. I would have kept filming them eating, but I'm about to just shut down. I feel like absolute. There's no words for it. I feel like booty. So anyways, hey, I'll see y'all in a little bit. We'll be recording more this week. I got plenty of time. It's currently Tuesday, and probably the last day I'm going to record this week. But, yeah. You know, I found the title of today's video. I didn't know what it was going to be. Or this week's video. I didn't know what it was going to be at first. Now I do. It's very simply going to be... Reptiles chose to be high maintenance this week. Yeah, you did. Oh, you didn't eat. You didn't eat your rabbit, but now you... Oh, you didn't eat your rabbit, but now you want to act all hungry and angry? You're a silly boy. Let's see if we can go ahead and spot any more scale rot now that you've had a secondary shed.
It was right around there that the first signs of scale rot started showing, and he looks good. That's a good sign. Don't come say hello, and stay out of your urates. Hi. Hi. The camera can't focus on you. You're too close. Oh, what an interesting view. Clever girl. Or clever boy. So guess who's got to go in there and clean all that up? But let's get to that, shall we? My animals are so much fun. And I am still sick. I'm tired of both the sickness and constantly cleaning in there without help. Someone help. So what am I to do? I mean, a reticulated python is literally right there eyeing me down. I gotta get in there and I'm by myself. And well, simply enough, I'm gonna take my handy dandy snake hook. If I stop dropping it, and I'm gonna first put it in front of his face so he can get a good sniff. No, it's me. See, he backs down. I'll pet him with it. And he's gonna start fleeing. Now that he's gone, if he's facing away, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach in and I'm gonna grab everything. You know, free-handed. However, let's say he was facing toward... Sorry, I'm doing this all one-handed and trying to hold a selfie. Now, let's say he's looking straight at me and I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, these come in a 2-pack on Amazon. So I use one to poop or scoop and one for reptile food. So now that he's looking away from me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to get everything I can while being a safe distance away. He could still lunge out and get me if he wanted to. So this is very dangerous. Luckily he's looking away. That's why I only do it if they're looking away. If he were looking at me right now, I would not be so ballsy. But right now I am relatively safe. I can't say 100% I am safe. But all of his vibrant colors are back. He's still iridescent as before. So I'm not too worried about scale rot on him on this shed. Because it was a shed that we discovered that he had scale rot on him. He had just shed. And all of a sudden those two black dots, I don't know if you can see them right there above his eyes, had appeared. And now they're more turning into a dark brown or gray, which is a good sign for his health. I am absolutely ecstatic to hear that. Or actually ecstatic to see that. You know, I'm not hearing it, seeing as I'm the one talking right now. And I know this week has been a lot of maintenance videos. But sometimes that's how it goes. Which means Lilith is either going to shed this week, or she's finally hit that stage where she's going to start shedding every 3 months. Because she's finally an adult. And if she starts shedding every 3 months, that means I can start relying on him to start shedding every 3 months. He's going to slow down too. Now this is a hard plastic. I still don't want him to bite this, but I'd much rather him bite this hard plastic than my hand. It's less dangerous for me and a little bit better for him than if he bit the hand that feed him. Yeah, he's very interested in this right now. I'm not sure what's going on. And he is looking dead at me, so I'm going to keep cleaning while he looks. Or not. Alright. So I got to get on the other side now, which is a good thing. But I'm going to leave it right here. That's enough cleaning his enclosure right now. I need to be able to keep an eye on him better, especially now that he is focused and seeing what I'm doing. So we'll pick it back up right after this with a brand new spanking clean enclosure. So after spilling 5 gallons of water on the floor, I have now decided that whenever I get the reptile zoo store, any of that from now on, it is simply going to be concrete with resin. Yay, concrete with resin. Easy to clean up, easy to maintain, and I don't have to worry about damaging my floors. Fudge. So I am currently in here because she's unplugged her lights, made a mess, and I gotta change her water, right? And I have got to go in deep. And this is scary business right here. I am literally looking at the back of what could be my undoing. Now, that's not to put fear on these animals. No, it's the amount of respect I have for them, knowing that this animal could any day be my last if I make the wrong move here. Like the fact I almost dropped my glasses on her, and instead I caught them because I don't want to startle her. The fear I have for Lilith is not matched by any of my other reptiles, but neither is my respect for her. She is, by all means now, an adult female reticulated python, and she weighs about 75 pounds of nothing but muscle at about 14 feet long. This animal, if I made the wrong move one day, could be potentially as dangerous for me as a crocodilian or a venomous snake. Now, the odds of that are very unlikely, but the odds are never zero on anything in life. And I love her to death. And oh, I wish I had help in this house more often than not, because I would love to get this beautiful girl back out and give her some love. Because Lilith is by far my favorite snake. I always wanted reticulated pythons when I was growing up. Ooh. And that never changed. So when she popped up as an option and as a possible rescue snake. Oh, let me get the lights on in here. Got out of there just in time. As a possible rescue snake even. She was underweight. She was real small. She was about 4 feet. And now look at her. She's as beautiful as can be, but just as feisty as can be too. Her pupils are massive right now, and her tongue's flicking, which means she's mainly curious. She might even be hungry because it has been almost 2 weeks since she ate. But that's what I got to do because she was starting to get a little overweight, and she's about to go on giant prey items again. We were just waiting for my uncle to breed the rabbits. Just look at her. A beautiful, absolutely gorgeous adult female reticulated python. I am literally sweating from how any moment she could have turned around. The amount of respect I have for Lilith is unmatched by any of my other reptiles. She is my most cantankerous, is the best word to say, of all my reptiles. So I respect the crap out of her. She's part of the reason I want to go catch wild Burmese pythons and reticulated pythons out in Thailand, the Florida Everglades. Because she's just so much power. The adrenaline rush I have anytime she bites me, I hold her. Anything like that cannot be matched by anything I've ever experienced in life. Skydiving does not come close to the thrill I have of being this close to my absolute favorite snake in the entire animal kingdom and my dream snake. And to say that she was my third snake at the time, maybe fourth, it was truly a privilege and an honor. But we're going to try not to get bit here because I can never tell her mood. Right now she seems rather unsure of what to do. She's not quite essed up, but she is ready to go if she needs to. She is a beautiful, intelligent girl who you can see it in her eyes. She calculates just about every move she makes. You can see she's thinking right now. She's thinking, do I come out? Do I go back? Do I bite this hook? She's a very intelligent snake. And there's not a moment in this world, or there's not a moment that goes by that I regret owning her, or do I take her for granted. Not after that last bite. Absolutely stunning animal. But we're going to put her away because, still got to get to her water. She was laying on top of it when I tried to get to it. beautiful, beautiful female reticulated python, who you guys honestly haven't gotten to see much of lately. Look at her. She's watching where I go. I am a giant heat signature to her. In fact, I am burning up right now. But she is gorgeous. And as soon as I close that, she calms right back down. She's a very defensive snake, and that's where most of her cantankerousness comes from, is the fact she's very defensive. She's a very territorial girl. And oh, I just love her. And now I gotta open up the face end side of things and put myself back at risk just because she needs fresh water, and I don't want her drinking dirty, stagnant water. Especially water she peed in. I wouldn't want to drink toilet water, and neither does she. Let's give you guys one more look. Oh, she's turning back. Let's not put my hand that close to the big female reticulated python. Woo! Yeah, I've lost my glasses. They're gone. I lost the hat. It's gone. That's fine. For now. I grew up watching people like Brian Barczyk, Jay, Steve Irwin, and now Chandler's Wild World, or Wildlife, I don't remember which one he is. But that was it, dangerous animals that they faced life and death with. But what they don't tell you about all these guys is that they got another person in the room. And as much as I'd love to get out Lilith right now, it is not safe for me, and it is definitely not safe for her. Because if something happened to me, they're going to put her down, and I don't want that. Or they'll rehome her. If I'm lucky, they'll rehome her. But still, not quite what I'm trying to achieve here. She is a beautiful girl. I love having her in my collection. I love having her as one of my animals. I love her as if she were a child of mine. But man, like any teenager, she's scary as can be. But I'm going to get in there. I'm going to change out her water because she is trying to come out right now. Of course she is. And then I'm going to get out of this hoodie and change over Gargoyle's water. Haha. Now, while it was very rude of Orion to hurry up and decide to shed on me, I can't complain. Because out of this boy, I have a massive reticulated python shed. And I mean this, it's sheds like these that made me want to start thinking about a Patreon. I don't plan on doing that anytime soon. I am still way too small to even consider Patreon an option. Oh, it's in 2 parts. Oh, that's a little more depressing. Because these are just so cool to keep. And as you can tell, because snakes turn inside out, their pattern on the inside of their scales is very dull and boring. But on the outside where this is ripped, it's very vibrant and see-through. And it's very different on each side. But notice now the color translates through. And I've tried to look this up. It doesn't quite explain it anywhere on the internet, or I haven't done enough research into it to figure out. But it almost makes me wonder, is the pattern a part of a snake's shed? Like the stripes on a tiger? Or a snake's skin like the stripes of the tiger? Or is it just the scales? And is the color of the snake more of the skin? Because, it's kind of weird that this is translucent and they're not. But that's my shower thought of the day. But it is so cool to have massive pieces of shed. Like I was saying, at some point I thought about opening up a Patreon back when the channel was even smaller than it is now. Not saying much because we are still a small channel. But when we were smaller, I thought about maybe doing a Patreon where I'd send a little piece of shed out to... I didn't know yet. I didn't think this through all the way. I even thought about sending out a free shirt later on higher tiers. So, I don't know why I'm telling you this. It doesn't matter. But still, that's such a cool thing to have absolutely massive reticulated python sheds just coming my way. And it's just so cool to be able to look at his patterns without just looking at him. Anyways, that is going to be it from me this week here on O.A.R. Stay tuned for next week, where maybe we have some baby geckos, and I'll show you how to build a leopard gecko lay box. because I'm going to have to do one here soon. I got about 3 days until I have to start doing it because leopard geckos have a 16 to 24 day laying period. They're really weird about that. So stay tuned for next week. That's going to be it for me here today. The video is long enough. Thank y'all. So, that's going to be it for me here today. Thank y'all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And come back for next week's video. Adios.